Yeah, that was the tale of two halves. We were pretty darn good defensively in the first half, and I thought terrific in the second half, which was a big difference. The first half offensively, we were totally out of sync. In the second half, we did a much better job of sharing the ball, finding the open man, and getting some good looks. We didn't shoot the ball well from three. I told the team we're probably going to have to make 10 threes to win this game, and we just couldn't make a three, couldn't make a free throw for a long time. So very, very fortunate to win. Those big guys from Purdue are a handful. I thought our big guys did a great job of staying out of foul trouble and not fouling out. So we had still a good defensive unit at the end.
Our first question will come from Michelle Kaufman.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. I want to ask you about the play of Cam McGusty and Matt Cross at the end. In those final 2 minutes, both of those guys made several clutch plays. Could you talk about both of them? Thank you.
Well, first with Matt, he didn't take a shot in the first half. He didn't hit a three in the game. Yet down the stretch, I really like having him in because I think he knows how to win. That he'll make a good defensive play. He'll hit an open man for an easy shot. And in this case, he got 2 layups, and then he got fouled and made one of the 2 free throws. So he's really a solid performer. When you think he's only a freshman, we're very, very pleased with how he's playing. Second is Cam McGusty. I thought really struggled in the first half offensively. Took some ill-advised shots. I really got on him at a timeout. And then in the second half, he was much more of a leader and much more under control and making good decisions. And that's a huge difference when you play like that.
Thank you.
Next question will come from Wyatt Kopelman.
Coach, I'm still shocked at that comeback win. How do you use that as a solid learning lesson in terms of starting out of the gate strong against ACC teams come January and February?
Yeah, this game will be over and we'll be moving to the next game. You know, this is a Tuesday night, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, great comeback win. But tomorrow we've got to move on to our next opponent and our next game. I think the guys will be energized by the victory and hopefully learn something about the way we shared the ball in the second half.
Next, we'll get a question from Matt Shodell.
Hey, Jim, congrats on the win.
Thanks, Matt.
So, I don't know if you're oversimplifying it. I mean, you shared the ball better. You played good defense in the first half, better defense in the second half. I'm sure at halftime you had quite a few words for the team. Is there anything sort of you specifically can point to that clicked? Was there a guy on the team who stood up at halftime? Was there something that you guys identified that you weren't doing that you can really hone in on? Like, is there some specifics you can give us on what the difference was between the first and second half besides the sort of generalities?
Well, I was not in the H100 room where we are meeting at halftime. I was having a coaches meeting. But I think our 2 seniors, Chris Likes and Sam Wardenberg, had some very strong words of encouragement to the team to pull together. And I think the players, their teammates, responded to that kind of encouragement. And then when my staff and I finished our meeting, I think we were definitely all on the same page that this was going to come down to could we get better looks at the offensive end, and we try to spread the floor on them. We had Nasir Brooks do a lot of ball screen at the top of the key, and that seemed to spread their defense out a little bit more than it did in the first half.
Next question will come from Steve Wine.
Jim, how much does it please you about your culture that 2 guys instrumental in what happened at halftime are guys who are not even playing in the game?
Well, we've told the players, my coaching staff has been on our guys about what proper leadership is. the messages, and how important it is that they're received properly by your teammates. One of the things that we emphasize is staying very, very positive. What happens oftentimes when you face adversity, like we did tonight, one guy will complain and then the other guy will defend himself and they get into like an argument. That's not what we want. We want one guy to encourage his teammates, hey, we got to play better defense. We got to rebound. We got to share the ball better. We got to find the open man better. And the other guys to say, yeah, Chris is right. Sam is right. Rodney's right. We've got to do a better job than what we did in the first half. And that clearly is what happened. Our defense, we gave up 32 points. And what did we give up in the second half? Like 22? So the defense was pretty darn good all night. But we only scored 14 points in the first half and 44 in the second. So a huge difference when you're sharing the ball, getting assists. That bounce pass that Harlan Beverly threw to Isaiah Wong for the three-point play right at the end is really the kind of basketball we want to play, where a guy cuts to the basket, like Cam McGusty cut to the basket, and I think Anthony Walker might have thrown the bounce pass for the backdoor layup, not sure. But whoever it was, he could have shot, he could have taken it on himself. He didn't. He saw the open man, hit the cutter, and that guy scored.
Awesome. That's all the questions we have for today. Thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Everybody stay safe.
Thank you.